Welcome to Softcore History.
Welcome back to Softcore History. I'm your host, Dan Jester, and I am joined, as always, by Jake Goldman.
The pleasure is all yours, Dan.
It really is.
Yeah.
I see you're chiving on right now.
I am driving on.
Wearing chive swag.
I am wearing it. Well, it was looking like it was going to rain. I put on the windbreaker because it was at my desk because someone returned it. And then now it's mine.
Free merch.
You just
Don't tell my boss.
Is the chive like a restaurant that doesn't pay its employees well enough? You're just like eating leftovers and shit?
No, they pay their employees in merch, is what he's saying.
Oh, even better.
Return merch, too.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just assumed it was like Applebee's. It's like, yeah, he didn't touch this mozzarella stick. It's mine.
And, of course, out of the voice you hear is Rob Fox.
Hey.
What's up?
I actually had a really good conversation with someone at work about Provel on pizza, and they thought it was disgusting.
Well, they're fucking assholes.
They're from a better pizza city.
What? If you're going to say Chicago, then...
Detroit.
Detroit, you got to be in it's so thick. It's bready. You got to be in the mood for it. I love Via 313, but it's a fucking loaf of bread.
What's wrong with that?
I know you're the fucking bread guy.
Bread boy Jake Goldman.
Yeah, literally.
Guy who can't talk into his mic.
He's
Rob Fox.
He's a bread influencer.
And we're actually joined by a special guest today.
He didn't have to stay silent the whole time. We could have just
why did
explained
he
who his
stay
voice
quiet?
Well, he's just waiting for his introduction.
What a
I get
gentleman.
that. He's not jumping the gun like
He's so
one Rob
polite.
Fox.
I always
Not
do.
that anyone can hear him because he isn't talking to the mic. But our special guest is a former colleague and good friend, Jared Boyd.
I don't interrupt anybody. That's kind of my thing. I waited all that time just because I just had to interrupt you there.
Had to.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's great to be here. Yeah, it's
been a minute.
We talked about this before we started recording. Like, we've never all four recorded together. We've recorded many podcasts, three of us, like a different set of the three of us.
Yeah.
Right. We've always rotated.
Rotating cast, yeah.
It was sad Dan wasn't there for the breathalyzer race that we all did once, where during the course of a podcast, we all decided to get as drunk as possible to see who could win.
I kept drinking after that one. Biggest
Same.
mistake on it. What was it? Like we would record on Wednesdays or something? I think it
Yeah, it
was.
was the middle of the week.
Yeah, it
for
was
sure.
a rough one.
That was
I-
a nightmare.
Well,
I
guys,
had-
you can't record podcasts during the work day. Duh. It's not actual work. It's not going to make us any money. Someone's got to be grinding away, writing articles for the website.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys remember what Bush won the breathalyzer race with?
It wasn't a 0.3.
It wasn't 0.3, but I believe it was 0.27.
That's
Yeah, he got
that's
it
really high.
He got it tripped the legal limit for sure.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
right.
yeah, then he drove home. No.
Yeah, he just drove. Yeah, he just drove.
yeah, he fucking killed it, man. I mean, like
He
a couple
also-
pedestrians.
Well, no,
but
he didn't want to drive drunk, so we got a scooter and took the scooter home.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
from 360.
If you can only kill yourself on it, it's not a DUI. That's how it works. That's how the law works. So like a skateboard, that's fine.
What about a horse? You can kill the horse.
That
You
is
could
a
kill someone on a
DUI,
horse.
actually.
But you could kill someone on a horse. You can be like a knight, like riding through town type of thing.
Yeah,
in,
but the
in the Middle
horse-
Ages and just fucking slam into a peasant.
The horse is going to have its own like stop function.
Well, there was a case actually where the dude won, where he said his horse knew the way home, and he passed out drunk on the horse, and he's like, yeah, actually the horse was on autopilot. It knew the way home, and he
Did
got
they
off.
actually,
He got out.
through the court case, prove that the horse could do it by itself?
That's a good question. We need to look into this.
Can you imagine if they brought the horse to the courtroom and it's like, all right, go home.
Get back
like
up.
a stenographer just wrote on it and like typed like.
It's like Mr. Ed. They cut a hole in the side of the courthouse and just stick his head through.
I like that this horse set precedent for somebody autopiloting a Tesla home shit-faced.
God, that will come up in case law probably.
Yeah.
Like
Eventually, yeah.
that's gonna be amazing.
So yeah, Jared is our resident like crypto expert, stock expert.
Your AMC tip to him, which he then gave to me,
Little trickle down.
made me
AMC.
about $9,000. So I appreciate.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
Baby Fox is doing okay.
So I know that's your wheelhouse, like finance, because you're really into the stock market.
Yeah, I have a
now,
Spanish
crypto.
degree, so finance is definitely something that
So the topic we're doing today has nothing to do with that.
Good.
Well, I disagree.
Well, finance.
This guy was very poor.
He was a poor man.
So that's kind of like finance, right?
Finance
It's just
is a
the other end.
spectrum.
People think finance like, oh, rich, like only rich people. Finance only involves rich people. But like that hobo knows about finance. Like you go onto an underpass, they all know about finance.
They know they're bad at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this man was a hobo, and he knew his worth. Today, we're talking about Iron Mike, Mike the Durable, the Juggernaut, Irish Rasputin, Michael Malloy.
I guess I assume we're gonna get to this, but I'm sorry. Irish Rasputin. Did they murder him? Did they try like 8 different ways to kill him?
We'll get to that.
Did he have a big penis like
Let's not
regular
just
Rasputin?
jump into the murder.
Is the penis still around like Rasputin's penis is? And if anyone wants to have a good time, Google Rasputin's penis.
Rasputin's penis is not necessarily Rasputin's penis. A lot of people think that's an animal appendage. It pretty much is.
Is it a topic of controversy like John Dillinger's piece?
Yeah, John Dillinger's piece was fucking knee or elbow or whatever. Like
That was his dick.
It's a
Also,
19-inch penis.
Just let me believe in magic.
Right. Well, if you want to believe
That's quite
in
a
magic,
wand then. Yeah.
why don't we just get into Michael Malloy then?
All right.
Magic
Because
Mike.
He might make you re-believe in magic.
If you don't want to listen to this episode, you can watch the documentary about Magic Mike.
You get a big guys watch a gay thing.
Got him.
Was he nicknamed Iron Mike before Mike Tyson?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is roughly end of the 20s, early 30s.
Okay,
It would
so
be crazy if it was
yeah.
a guy that Dan just met named Iron Mike outside. Like he did a whole softcore about him.
Well,
That'd be
there's
pretty
an
cool.
episode that Rob just did about this homeless guy who fought in Vietnam. That episode's coming out on the Drinking Bros Network.
Yeah, that's on the Drinking Bros. Yeah. This homeless like midget basically who fought in Vietnam
And then worked for like the
well.
CIA and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So tune in to Drinking Bros Network for that. Rob had an interview with one of the authors of his kind of like tale, or I guess like his
Biography?
Biography, yeah. And also like
Tale.
documentary and stuff. But yeah, today is Michael Malloy. Not much is really known about the dude other than
All
this-
the details we're about to
Yeah.
well, the details about this incident, right? So all that was really known about him before this point in his life, which is the topic of the episode, he was an Irish hobo who lived in New York City with no known date of birth.
Already offended.
Yeah.
You're already offending me.
They believed he was roughly around 60, so they believe he was born in like 1873.
Okay. But everyone was so weathered back then.
You really have no idea.
Yeah.
when was the potato famine?
The
Rob?
1840s.
Okay. So his dad was
Would have, yeah. This guy might be second gen.
That's probably why he came over. He was actually born in Ireland.
Oh, okay, so he's
all
first
they know.
generation immigrant.
That's all they really know.
Oh, God.
Yes. Our story takes place, though, between July of 1932 and February 1933. So the height of the Great Depression, about 24.9% of all Americans were unemployed, and we're in the midst of prohibition.
Well, 24% of Americans weren't trying hard enough.
That's true.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to work.
Yeah. 24% of Americans were
collecting off the government
anti-sleeve
teat.
rolling up.
Yeah.
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 They didn't have bootstraps.
I'm just gonna be the one brave enough to say it. Get your ass back in that Wendy's and make me my nuggets. I don't care that they pay $7 an hour.
They got a sign-on bonus now, so
Yeah.
Pretty
Shut
good
up.
for the 30s.
Yeah,
$7 an hour.
fucking
That would be
millionaire. They're
fucking rich shit,
incredible.
bro. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Make Wendy's pay you $15 an hour. I don't give a shit.
So, amidst the prohibition as well, of course, that ended December 1933. So, a very fun time for our country. Mike was allegedly a former firefighter in the Bronx.
Again, offended, stereotype.
Yeah, Dan, did he drive around in a paddy wagon too?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Was he just walking
Well,
around like,
he would have been a cop.
top of the morning to you. Where's me whiskey? I need to get drunk and smack my wife around.
Well, he's a firefighter.
He
he's not
did
a cop.
river dance before
Yeah,
he
he's-
fought the fires, which was
Yeah.
really crazy.
What did he call me and Rob last week?
Potato chucking McMonkeys.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they take that?
Oh, we just rolled with it. Yeah.
They took it in stride.
You can't really offend the Irish.
No,
No.
they're awful.
So he's a former firefighter in the Bronx, turned to the bottle. He was a usual at a speakeasy called Marino's, where
This guy's
A
not,
fucking Italian one,
this,
of course.
This guy
yeah.
is either a total credit to our people or a total just I don't know.
Isn't that like
It's
the
like
entire
living a-
history of
Yeah,
Ireland?
this is just like, did you just like auto-gen like an Irish immigrant's story?
Did he?
This is like a mad.
Yeah.
Mad Lib, yeah.
He made a Twitter bot to spit out.
Yeah.
He just took like
Good
the entire
Lord.
script of The Departed and like the fucking any of the town. Just spit it into a feed.
I made an AI bot watch 15,000 hours of Irish like soap operas, and this is what the screenplay it wrote.
Literally.
So he was a usual at the speakeasy Marino's, where he'd show up every morning and drink until he passed out.
Sick. I love this
What
guy.
time did they open?
Early.
Early, it's the depression, so
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, what else are you gonna do? The owner of the joint, Tony Marino, obviously, initially let him drink on credit.
Are you saying obviously because he's an Italian man named Tony? Because that's also kind of offensive.
Well, no, the place is called Marino's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
But we are watching a cartoon of American immigrants here. It's Mike, you gotta stop drinking so much. You drink too much, Mike. You just shut your fucking mouth and pour me another drink. Mike, no, Mike, please, no.
So we let him drink on credit. But between Malloy's tolerance and business being down, he eventually put Malloy to work.
The hits keep coming.
To pay for his bills. So he'd take out the trash, he'd sweep the alleys, and he was perfectly happy just being paid in booze.
Of course he was.
You what?
So one July morning, Tony was sitting around with his friends, Francis Pasqua and Daniel Friesberg, having a round of drinks when old Iron Mike came stumbling in for his daily dose of poison. Pasqua, an undertaker by trade, saw an easy target for the group's next scam. Yeah. Any thoughts so far?
Well, Friesberg makes me think that he wasn't paying for drinks either. Someone else was.
He thinks he's a cheap Jew.
He was a grocer by trade.
That makes sense. That checks out. Yeah, we do groceries
This
too.
is
Yeah.
like
That's what's that HBO show about the Jews with Charles Lindbergh? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. God, what is that called? I never watched.
Well, the
it.
guy's brother was a
yeah.
Jewish grocer, so I
Yeah.
think it's fair to say this is a common thing.
I make that reach too.
A year prior, the three, along with what would later be dubbed the Murder Trust, had taken out a $2,000 life insurance policy on a homeless woman they befriended by the name of Mabel Carson.
I'm sorry. I don't know a lot about insurance. I haven't even gotten life insurance for myself yet, even though my wife's fucking pregnant. But like, can you just can you just short a human being?
This was the 30s, yes. Yes, you could.
Wait a minute. Is that's all insurance is? Really? Life insurance is shorting yourself.
So actually, Jared's the perfect person to have for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Run us through that.
Yeah.
You're a stock market guy.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I got nothing.
But like, really, like you can just put a bet on a totally different person?
I think they a lot of fraudulent activity would take place where
But the mob loves that.
yes.
That's
Well, these guys had some mob ties.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously Marinos, and we'll get to some
Whoa.
guys like Tough Tony.
Obviously, Marina. You're just
Jesus.
cutting left and right here today.
So Marino was named the beneficiary, just kind of claiming that he was related to her. He got her to sign up for everything. And
Yeah, again, I feel like at the time it would have been like, no, she's a Mick. You're a Wop. You two are absolutely not related.
Rob's canceled.
Yeah. Only
what-
for the Wop, though.
I was gonna
'cause I am
say-
a Mick, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
I was going to say that later in the story that there's an Irish guy who gets connected with Malloy as like a relative, and they're just like, yeah, he's got an Irish name. They're probably related.
Love that.
Yeah, that's big.
So one frigid night, they force-fed this woman alcohol until she passed out, took her clothes off, dumped cold water on a mattress and sheets, pushed her on a bed and moved the bed underneath a window. She died of pneumonia, and the group collected the insurance money without incident.
That is a creepy murder.
It's fucked up.
That's
They just
pretty
made her
fucked
cold
up.
and wet.
They just killed a homeless lady.
But like in a great way.
That's the smartest way to do it.
Yeah. Like in a really smart way.
She died that night?
Oh, you know what? They had an undertaker, though. That has to help, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You would think.
Have him on the payroll. Just be like, yeah, don't look into this too much.
Yeah.
Pneumonia,
Homeless.
tuberculosis.
Yeah. They're like, what'd the hobo die of? The hobo died of hobo.
Check
So
her
you say
bank
this.
statement.
That was probably an official cause of death in like 1930.
poor.
I mean, how many were like a lot more people dying during the Great Depression?
Yeah.
Death
I'd
rates,
imagine,
I
yes.
assume, were up. Death rates are pretty commensurate with unemployment, and then you factor in it's the 30s.
Yeah, I think like The Big Short has a famous line where it's like
Yeah.
for every percentage the unemployment rate goes up like
30,000 people die. Or
yeah,
something
something like that.
So
yeah.
right now we're going like pretty, heavily fluctuating unemployment rate because of all this stuff. Is there just like a huge spike of people dying and then people not dying like week by week right now?
Well, that's not how data works, but yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I'm the data guy. So
Actually, you are. I don't know.
technical analysis says, yeah, I'm right.
You're a tech analysis finance guy now?
Yeah, if you look, we're entering a wedge right now.
Oh, my God.
Nice. I'll tell you what. That was the real pandemic.
What?
The economy shutting down. COVID was fake.
Oh, dude, was it humans? Nature is healing.
Yeah.
We are the virus.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Coney 2012.
Wow.
Deep cut.
That's for everyone.
Oh, we fucking had someone on who hunted Joseph Kony.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I forget who
Not
it
that
was.
long ago.
Did he find him?
No, he's like, he's still alive. He's still out there somewhere.
See, he gets reported every 6 months to have died. There was just a report that he died of COVID.
Oh.
Which maybe it was worth it, right? Maybe
Yeah.
all this was worth it if Joseph Kony is
we
no
got
longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to have Trump. I want to
Fauci
have
starts
Trump
taking
do
credit.
a we got him.
Yeah.
We got him.
Ladies and
Mission
gentlemen,
accomplished.
we got him.
There would be so many people who are like, who?
That's actually the entire Trump presidency. Everything was inspired by that viral video in 2012.
You mean the Kony one or the one of the dude whacking it on San Diego streets?
The guy jacking in San Diego, yeah.
Okay. That's the one
Trump's like,
that
I gotta run.
that drove the real support for the movement. It's like, you know what? I like this guy.
Yeah.
Like the cut of his jib.
And the cut of his skin.
So,
cut.
being not
Foreskin,
super
yeah.
educated murdering thugs, they were like, hey, this worked before. Let's run it back with Malloy.
Yeah. Why not?
Marino justified it in his head that Mike wasn't long for this world anyway. Let's cash in on his very timely demise.
Did they interview Marino? Like, how do we have this information?
We'll get to it. Yeah, they do eventually.
Yeah, I think they get caught. I think that's what I'm hearing. Also, by the way, I just love that he's like, well, there's nothing I can do. I have to keep serving him alcohol, so I might as well murder him.
Yeah, you never once thought to cut the fucker off? Like, just get out of my bar.
We've discussed this though. Back then, like what we consider alcoholic now and what alcoholic was then, night and day.
Yeah, Gen Zers have like 3 White Claws, and they're like, fuck.
I'm like, I think I have a problem.
Yeah, these people would kill a fifth on their way to work.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I always am just like, when I feel bad about myself, I'm just like 1930s, and I start to feel better.
It's a good place to set the bar.
Yeah. On the ground. Yeah. I'm not a high jumper.
So they thought it was an easy target, but they had no idea what was in store for them with Iron Mike.
So
Pasqua,
I'm starting to understand how he got his nickname.
yeah. Pasqua did the majority of the legwork with the insurance agencies. It took a total of about 5 months to lock down 3 different policies.
Good Lord.
2 with Prudential Life and 1 with Metropolitan Life Insurance Company. They recruited and named Joseph Murphy, a bartender at Marino's, his next of kin and beneficiary.
Is this the see, Irish, the fucking yeah, they're all the fucking
So
same.
Joseph Murphy, Mike Malloy, they're related.
Yeah. Look at him. They're 2 potato faces. Just let them. Come on, give me the insurance.
Your middle name's Murphy, Dan. Is there some sort of connection here?
You
Family?
gotta think, yeah. Actually, the most notorious family member I have was Frank Murphy, who was the lieutenant governor of Michigan,
You got in trouble.
and he got kicked out of office for taking bribes.
Did they try to kidnap him like they did to the current governor of Michigan?
No, I don't think that happened. No, for
It would have been easier.
Frankie boy.
What was this, like the 20s or 30s or 50s?
40s.
40s?
Yeah.
They don't kidnap
Oh, wow.
lieutenant
So he was
governors.
taking kickbacks during World War II?
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, the
I'm not
U.S.
going to answer
government
for his
was.
crimes.
Is that why you have a truck?
That's why I have a truck. Thank you, great grandfather Frank.
I mean, Michigan, Ford. I'm just putting the pieces together here.
Yeah. I think he was hurting the war effort. Secret Nazi. You have a secret Nazi in your
grandfather?
family.
Yo, that's fucked up, bro.
They were probably Germans flying into Canada, and he was bringing them across the Great Lakes into
Who did the
America.
Irish fight for in World War II?
No one.
Yeah,
And they were honestly probably rooting for the Germans a little bit.
you got to think.
They weren't crying about dead British soldiers.
Ireland, honestly, Ireland not taking a side was taking a side.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're getting bombed to shit?
Sorry for you.
man.
Actually, in World War I, it was a funny thing in America, like specifically, the Irish immigrants were all rooting for the German because there wasn't really a good guy or a bad guy in World War I. So before the Americans got in the war, the Irish were like, go Germany. Like, yes, kill all of those British people.
Was the Lusitania sunk off the Irish coast?
I don't remember where it was sung. It was definitely on. Was it on the way to America from the UK?
Yeah, I feel like it might have been off the Irish coast, in which case maybe there was some sort of like,
Right.
hey, they're literally right here, Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, Germany.
Hey, hey,
Get them.
got some douchebags floating across.
So altogether, the group would pocket $3,576, roughly $55K now.
This not enough money to commit a murder for.
In the
To
Depression,
split 3 ways.
What's your number? If you three have to murder me, how much does it have to be minimum split 3 ways?
I'm not
30K.
I'm not risking.
yeah, I'm at least getting 5 figures.
Yeah, at least 5.
Wait, so 5 each? That's it?
At least 10.
So some douchebag who
Yeah,
just
yeah.
bought like
So, like,
$1,000 of AMC stock 3 months ago could pay all of you guys to kill me right
Yeah,
now.
like-
I need 7 figs to risk life in jail.
No, it's not that hard, especially if we're in Florida.
yeah.
Can we be in Florida in
come
this
on,
scenario?
Jared.
Can we
Let's
do
go
it
to
in
Florida.
Florida?
Let's go to the Everglades.
You want to go on
Oh.
an airboat tour?
Oh, he fell.
Oh no.
Gators. Whoops.
We told him not to.
So like 30K, you're saying? You're saying 7 figs, which that's respectable.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, it's more so about you not wanting to go to jail than it is about your respect for my life or anything. But
Yeah, 100%.
You mean you want him to value his life less than yours?
I mean, look, if we murder you, I'll name my next child after you. And then it's kind of like you're back.
Jared Borslow Fox.
It's also like a really good kind of like deflection for the police.
people will be like, I named my son after him. Of course
Yeah.
I didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Why-
Man, that's gonna
why would I kill
that's
him?
gonna fuck that kid up. when
What's
I go to jail.
terrifying is like that would work probably in a trial. Like
Why
some
would
people
I-
do it. Oh, well, why would you name him
Name
that?
my
Like,
beloved son after him.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, dude, you can't get away with murder now." It's like most murders go unsolved.
I don't think that's
that's
true.
you made that stat up.
No.
I think most murders do go unsolved.
Yes, watch any like current murder doc.
I honestly,
They definitely don't
Coop, if you could look this up,
inflate
that'd
those
be
numbers.
great. But I think the police are batting 800 on murders.
That's also wrong.
No chance. If anything, it's like closer to
that-
50-50.
I think they solve over 50% of murders.
I would definitely say that there are less serial killers because they get caught before they can do multiple now.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
why.
say, like,
That's why
I
there's
think-
mass shooters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually probably related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
No,
like, yeah, I
because
need to get them all done at once. Yeah. Honestly, that's crazy. I didn't think about
we need
that.
a bunch. Yeah.
This says
What?
It's not very much.
61%
many.
says Coop.
2019.
I like those odds.
2019 says 58, but whatever.
Well, that was right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
They solved a lot of them. in
Yeah, they had a lot
2020.
more time.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably less murders.
Yeah, so they could solve the old ones.
Maybe.
2020 was a low in murders, I think.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the kicker for being able to collect this insurance money. He had to die an accidental death.
Yeah.
So he couldn't just like obviously be murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
what?
It seems like it should be pretty easy, and I guess maybe they did this, and you'll get to it. But accidental death, just take them down to the subway at 3 a.m. Beep. Push them onto the ramp. People do that now.
What was the subway system like in the 30s? In 1932.
It was there.
Was it horse-drawn?
Yeah.
Horse-drawn subway.
haven't
All
you
the
seen-
horses get asphyxia.
Guys, have you guys not seen
Drag 'em
Ghostbusters
out.
2? They had underground trains in like the 1890s and stuff. 1920s.
What do you think the Underground Railroad is, guys? Come on.
Good point. Good point.
Didn't think about that.
Be a lot
I
cooler
bet
if
you
it was.
So the murder trust got a few more of the bar's regular patrons on board with the plan.
Do they call themselves the Murder Trust? Like officially or just
No,
within?
this was a name that was given to them by a newspaper.
Okay.
later
Of course
on.
it was.
Yes. That would be pretty tight, though.
This kind of reminds me
Very
of.
confident.
This actually is really similar. So it's a bunch of people talking about murders in a bar. It's like Deadpool, right?
It is a Deadpool.
This is like-
essentially.
Yeah.
It's a Tontine almost.
Yeah.
It's like a reverse tontine, I
Yeah.
guess. It's
The
like
one
it's
person-
the inverse of a tontine.
It's like who can be the first person to kill this fucker?
Yeah.
Which is kind of the underlying like idea behind every tontine, right?
Essentially,
It's
yes.
like who's gonna get all the other people killed?
Yeah.
Would you ever join one?
No.
I actually have it in my
Hey.
Twitter bio.
Mm-hmm.
And you commented and said that's a good joke, but not enough people are gonna understand.
Yeah,
the
I still
joke.
think 5% of the people listening right now know what a tontine is. If you want to explain it,
it's a death pool.
So
So
the last
First
person to
off,
die
people
gets
have
all the money.
seen both Archer and The Simpsons, so I feel like they should know what
Yeah.
a tontine is.
yes, so
the
everybody
screaming
goes in,
hell raisers
Fish or something.
Yeah,
like
whatever
that.
it is.
everyone throws into a pot. that obviously builds up compound interest over the years, and the last person alive gets all the money.
Is the compound interest that important part of this?
Compound interest is always important, finance guy.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, in the story.
It's the most important part.
What's that going to be, like 5% of the final product?
I don't know.
No,
What are you putting
5%
in?
year over year, motherfucker. Like,
What are you getting on your IRA nowadays?
I don't
give an
know.
IRA?
Yeah.
Good.
7%, 6%? I don't know.
I just cashed out my leftover 401k from my last job.
Always cash out your.
There was only
401k.
1,600 in it, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go put this somewhere else.
You got me through some tough times.
Yeah.
You guys keep saying IRA, and we're talking about this Irish guy, so it's kind of related, right?
Offended.
So they get a few more guys on board with the plan. So the pot's getting slimmer and slimmer right now. John McNally, Edward.
How many people do they need to frame a hobo's murder?
It gets complicated. Edward Tin Ear Smith, who actually didn't have a tin ear at all. It was wax.
Okay.
And
We just don't have good nicknames anymore.
Tough Tony Bastone
Yeah, we really have dog shit nicknames now.
and Joseph Magalian.
No, he can get one.
They all got together in December of 1932 to get the wheels moving on the Malloy murder. They didn't get very creative at first. The man drinks himself to sleep every day. Why not just give him unlimited access to booze? So they did. Marino granted him an open-ended tab Marino granted Malloy an open-ended tab in which Malloy was super ecstatic about.
Yeah, I was saying it's the best day of his life.
Did he not find that fishy, or was he just too drunk to
It's like,
care?
hey, I know you just I know you just made me work for you because I was drinking so much booze that I couldn't pay for it, but now it's all completely free as much as I want. Kind of suspicious.
He honestly, God, if I know my
I don't think he knew
Irish
where he was.
ancestors at all, he probably like thanked Mary and Joseph and like just didn't think about it beyond that. Like there is a God, and like that was it. That
Don't
was
look
it.
a drunk horse in the mouth, dude. Yeah.
He just like made a sign of the cross and was like, okay, let's go, let's do it.
How'd that go, Dan?
Well, he started downing shots and drinks until Marino's arm was allegedly too tired to keep holding the bottle to top him off.
Love this guy.
This guy's amazing.
We haven't even started yet.
Okay.
We have a long way to go with Malloy. So Malloy thanked Marino and said he'd be back in the morning. They did the same song and dance for 3 more days. Malloy only stopped to have an occasional sardine sandwich sprinkled in here and there.
Jesus Christ.
They thought
This man eats poison for lunch.
they thought perhaps he would choke on his own vomit or fall and slam his head. On the 4th day, however, he came in fresher than ever and exclaimed, "Boy, ain't I got a thirst."
God, that's terrifying. Like, he drinks himself to sleep every day at that bar, and then, like, 4th day he comes in. I'm actually kind of thirsty now. I was just a little parched the last 3 times.
It was very evident that this man could do this forever. So
That was a miscalculation on their part.
They fucked that one
It
up.
was already evident that he could do it forever.
I mean, they were probably, like, halfway into their budget from the winnings of the death, like, payout.
Yeah.
Like, just by giving him all the booze he
Marina's
wanted.
like going under.
Yeah.
yes, tough Tony Bastone. He was kind of the guy that would try to pull the trigger a little too fast. He was like, "Fuck this guy." He was getting aggravated, and he's like, "Let's just shoot this hobo."
Right. Well, his name's Tough Tony Bastone, not Thinking Tony Bastone.
Obviously, not very accidental. The group decided, Tony, maybe chill. You don't have to go 0 to 100
You
real
want to
quick.
explain that? Like, oh, he came into the bar and he was looking at my gun, and then he fell down and the gun went out. Like, it's not what the insurance company wants to hear.
Right. So instead, the group decided to switch the booze out with wood alcohol.
That's smart. Now we're getting somewhere.
Something tells me, though, this guy's going to enjoy that.
It's way harder.
Yeah.
Little
It's
background on
absurd.
wood
That's
alcohol.
methanol, right?
Thank you for.
Drinks containing just 4% of wood alcohol would cause blindness, and by 1929, more than 50,000 people nationwide had died from the effects of impure alcohol.
That's why they
From,
say
like, the prohibition.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
kinds. It's like I guess you could say like similar to like the cocaine situation now, where it's
With
like
fent.
it's all cut with like fentanyl and shit.
that's why they say drink yourself blind. Did you know that?
I
'cause of
didn't
Malloy, yeah.
Learn that. I'm sorry. Is wood alcohol made from wood? Like what is wood alcohol?
Well, isn't
It's a clean
wormwood?
wood.
Isn't there an alcohol made from wormwood?
Absinthe
see?
traditionally has
It's used to
wormwood in
clean
it.
wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, kind of. So Murphy got Malloy started with whiskey to get him warmed up, and then he switched to shots of straight wood alcohol. This happened again and again for the next few nights until Malloy finally collapsed from his stool.
God damn it.
The group jumped for joy, thinking he had finally kicked the bucket.
Good Lord. Well, they're just all in there every night, and he's like, you boys again. They're all just like watching him.
Have another.
Yeah?
What else are they going to do?
Yeah, there's not a lot else to do.
He's been drinking free for a week now. and not questioning.
We're like a week and a half in, and like at least the last 3 or 4 days, he's been drinking nothing but wood alcohol.
Do you know the kind of bar tab I would rack up if I could drink for free somewhere whenever I wanted? It would be insane. So I can't imagine what this guy, like, I'm not this guy. I'm not a hobo. Like, I would have to go after work. This guy shows up in the morning, drinks until he falls asleep, probably wakes up and does it again. Like, they're probably just breaking even by the time this guy dies.
And we'll get to that. So they start celebrating, spiking the football a little early, and all of a sudden they hear in the background, Malloy starting to snore.
Must have been so mad.
He woke up a few hours later, ready for another round.
I fucking love this guy.
This guy's the best.
This is maybe the greatest human being. In honor of Iron Mike Malloy, hey, Coop, can I get a ranch water?
Go ahead and switch that to a wide, and we'll continue this. So yeah, the plot to kill Michael
Coop, if
Malloy.
I could get one of these, that'd be amazing.
I'll take a ranch water too. Thanks, man.
I'm good, Coop. Thank you, though.
Thank you, Coop.
Thank you.
Dan's the only asshole who doesn't drink on this podcast.
I know.
Dan doesn't
I'm
drink.
gonna try to work out after this.
He's going to lose the breathalyzer race.
Yeah. Sad.
So the plot to kill Michael Malloy was becoming cost prohibitive. The open bar tab, the cans of wood alcohol, and the monthly insurance premiums.
Cans?
They're pouring it out of like a varnish can.
He's so drunk they don't notice. Like they got a Home Depot can and just fucking varnish poured in. Good God.
The premiums.
By the way,
they all added up.
I like 50-50 on, there's a couple like bourbon or whiskey companies that do that. They put their bottle as a varnish can.
I've seen this.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's one. It's like yellow and blue. I've had it at your place a couple times. It's actually pretty good.
I got that for
That was
I think Brad Key's housewarming. I was like, I'll get them some booze, but I want to make it stupid. And
No,
I
it's
saw-
Joe's. It was
Oh,
Joe's.
it was
I
Joe's
remember it. Yeah,
housewarming,
because
yeah.
that's where I drank it. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I want to get something stupid, so I got that fucking varnish whiskey. That's right.
Thank you, Coop.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you
was.
so much.
It was Joe's because I thought it would be fitting for.
You know, speaking of Rob getting people alcohol, one time I watched his dog and I was like, hey, all you need to do to pay me, this is during Hurricane Harvey, by the way, but I was like, all you need to do to pay me, it's like the Twin Liquors, it's a local liquor store. They do a deal where a dollar sale. You can buy any bottle for $1 over wholesale. Great deal. I was like, Rob, just get me any nice bottle of tequila. And he comes back with like a $35 bottle, but it was mezcal. I hate mezcal. I ended up giving that away.
I'm sorry. Dude, one time.
Did it have worms in it at least?
No worms.
Well, one time I was shit faced and I accidentally picked up a mezcal bottle instead of a gin bottle on my bar cart, and like was making myself gin and tonics for like 2 hours and was like, these are the worst fucking gin and tonics.
Were you shit house though?
Yeah,
like,
I was.
mezcal's pretty strong. I
See,
mean,
you
gin's
sound
strong
like
too.
you would be Malloy, not knowing
Yeah.
it's fucking wood alcohol.
Rob,
my
you're not
grandfather.
doing yourself any favors, like being mad at these stereotypes and then being like, I was so drunk I just picked up a bottle of mezcal, didn't notice.
This is the worst gin and tonic I've ever had. Drinks 5 more.
Drinks for 2 hours straight on it.
It's accurate. I had several. I was like, I don't know what the deal is, but I'm gonna keep going.
It's not its fault. I'm the problem.
It's like when you go to a restaurant and you complain about the food, but you eat it all.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, I don't want to be both miserable and hungry.
Unless there's no shredded cheese on the fajitas, as we all know.
Oh God.
As if
Yeah.
it's the only way she can enjoy
It's
her
the only
penis.
way she can enjoy it.
Who?
This is
Did
it's
You-
a whole internet
it's
thing.
a,
man.
it's a this dude up in Dallas exposed his wife, and there's this picture of her sitting next to her fajitas at Mi Cocina
In like
in
the
Dallas.
peak of COVID, and she was just berating their waiter.
Yeah, she said they're like, it's been 30 minutes. We asked 5 waiters, and nobody has brought my wife any cheese for her fajitas, as it's the only way she can eat fajitas. And she looks so
they kinda ran
sad,
with
and she
that,
went
yeah.
viral, and she like it's a whole big thing.
They're probably divorced now, but
Probably.
So
are.
Marino thought this man would bankrupt his speakeasy. Tough Tony once again advocated for brute force. Pasqua had another idea though. Malloy had a well-known taste for seafood, as is evident from the
I'm glad
sardine
you ended
sandwiches.
that with food.
Yes.
Now, is this the sardine sandwiches you were referring to?
Yeah, I don't
not
think
at first.
I don't think this guy's having oysters Rockefeller.
Well, funny you say that. They started serving him week-old oysters, drenched in denatured alcohol.
Oh, that's
along
even worse.
With the wood alcohol that he would drink on the side. Malloy savored each bite
This guy-
and licked his fingers clean.
This guy hasn't seen water since he crossed the ocean.
This is
"Fuck that
This is
shit."
like Munchausen by proxy, but all his people he thinks are his friends are just poisoning the shit out of him.
He doesn't know.
He's having the time of his life.
They're so nice to me here.
Jared, you must watch a lot of like true crime documentaries to just throw out Munchausen by proxy.
Gypsy Rose.
That's good. I like it.
He dates a white woman.
Yeah, I'm married to one as well. That's yep.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. It's great.
So at this point, killing Malloy became a point of pride more so than a profitable endeavor.
Well, like they're just like, we gotta prove we're not so stupid we can't kill this guy. Essentially,
Yes.
like they're just angry at themselves.
So Murphy, the bartender, took rotten sardines and mixed them with shrapnel and served them between two pieces of bread.
Sure.
Surely, this would start cutting Malloy from the inside and cause internal bleeding.
Why didn't they go with hypothermia 2.0? First off,
Well, we'll get there.
okay.
Malloy couldn't get enough. He praised Murphy for his sandwich-making abilities and asked for several more.
The texture is probably what did it.
Are we thinking this is glass or like lead?
Shrapnel, man. It's metal, yeah.
metal.
But shrapnel specifically from exploded bomb. Like you can't. If I like broke a piece of metal, I wouldn't be like, "Oh fuck, there's shrapnel on the ground." Like shrapnel's literally from exploded ordnance.
What if Murphy just can't make good homemade shrapnel?
Yeah. Well, I actually like to think
He makes
that
the best shrapnel around, according to
he was
Malloy.
like, "I'll use shrapnel," and he was just exploding things to then gather the shrapnel.
They could have just exploded Malloy, but
Right, but they were exploding.
They're just running through the money that they have saved up to collect the insurance by blowing things up.
Considering how much alcohol is in him,
Yep. No, I'm pointing at you.
what for what?
I know where you're going with this.
Oh, they should have given him a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like lit him on fire.
Spontaneous combustion is the easiest way to rule this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like light them on fire.
Literally, like
Yeah.
accidentally spill some wood alcohol on him. Be like, oh, I'm so clumsy. My arm is tired from pouring so many drinks. And then have him shit-faced, just light matches trying to smoke a cigarette, a cigar. He's going to drop one on himself.
So they called an emergency meeting.
I'm imagining him now completely lit on fire going like, it's a bit toasty in here, boys. Just can't die.
I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, his blackened body like crunches in the next day. And he's like, got another thirst to do.
They called an emergency meeting, and Marino decided to run back the old Mabel Carson trick. So when Malloy drank
Fucking
himself
finally.
unconscious,
This is a lesson in not saving your best idea for last.
they drove him over a mile to Crotona Park in the middle of a snowstorm. They laid him on a bench, stripped him of his shirt, and dumped cold water on his body. Malloy never woke up from the water and laid calmly on the bench. When Marino walked into his place the next morning, Malloy was sitting on a bar stool.
That's incredible. How far away did they drive him, by the way?
A mile.
A mile?
So he was sitting on a bar stool, and all he was complaining about was having the night getting away from him, and him having to walk a mile back to the bar.
I'm starting to feel bad for this guy. Like he thinks these people are his friends, or he's just doing it for the free alcohol. I don't really know which it is actually.
I mean, no, I think he likes them. Like he's complimenting their sandwiches.
How can you not?
He's licking his finger. Like he's being treated like a king as far as he knows.
He is
by
the
these-
hobo king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, I do feel bad for him because in his mind he thinks like he has a great personality or something. Like he's just like, I'm a charming guy.
Essentially, they are just doing the Always Sunny, where they're dragging Rickety Cricket through the mud. And
Yeah.
like just all at once instead of through multiple seasons, and he's just loving every bit of it.
Yeah, his liver's saving him every time.
Wasn't that like, that was a scene in Thank You for Smoking? How him being a smoker saved his life.
Because they slapped all the nicotine patches on him?
Smoking activists tried to OD him with nicotine patches. And the doctor was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but smoking saved your life.
So as February 1933 neared, another insurance payment was due. John McNally decided to take things into his own hands and hired his cab driver friend, Harry Green, to hit this old man with a taxi.
Not a bad move either.
So Bastone and Murphy dragged Malloy out of the bar and held him up crucifix style while Green gunned the engine and smoked Malloy at 50 miles per hour. Just to be sure, they backed over him several more times. As they did this, another car approached the scene, so they bolted before they could confirm whether or not Malloy was dead. Malloy did not go to Marino's for several days, so the group called every hospital and morgue around to get confirmation that he died, but they couldn't seem to track him down. On the fifth day, however, fifth day of no contact, Malloy came limping into Marino's.
He is risen.
Greeting the group with, I sure am dying for a drink.
I mean, it's kind of ironic. They held him up crucifix style.
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
It would have been cool if it was the third day. But
Right, yeah, of course. I mean, he's a drunk hobo. He's not the savior of humankind. But, like, give him some credit. It only took him 2 more days than Jesus. Like, come on. That's pretty good work.
Allegedly, he did not recall anything other than a flashing light and waking up in Fordham Hospital.
It's just like, did he just get like free murder try after free murder try on him because he can't remember anything?
It's Groundhog Day for murder.
Yeah.
But he doesn't remember it. It's the other people.
Yeah, he's not aware of it.
Yeah, he doesn't know that shit happened. That's amazing. Can you imagine your friends attempt to murder you like every day and you don't remember it?
Poor bastard, actually. Now that I think about it, one of the real tragedies here is that he probably thinks, well, maybe, who knows, but he might think he's like letting his friends down because he's getting too drunk and wandering off and doing what he thinks is his own stupid shit and then coming back and being like, oh, you guys are treating me so well, but I just keep fucking up. I'm sorry.
My bad, lads. Like,
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, this is where our story, our hero, meets his end. At this point, they just say, fuck it. They get him blackout drunk and shove a rubber tube down his throat that ran into a gas light fixture with a towel tied around his face for good measure. This finally kills Malloy. Finally.
So they funneled gasoline into his...
As he was asleep, yeah. as he was
Okay.
passed out.
Gasoline?
No, gas.
Yeah, they
carbon
suffocated
monoxide.
him.
Oh, okay.
Carbon
Okay.
monoxide,
Yeah,
yeah.
Got it.
So 7 months after the murder trust planned to kill the Irish hobo, they finally succeeded.
7 months.
7 months.
Best 7 months of that guy's fucking life, dude.
How did none of the people involved over the course of 7 months be like, maybe we should just let him live at this point?
It's a sunk investment fallacy.
Yeah.
They just keep doubling down.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, again,
They're
Street
taking the
fallacy,
live
yeah.
it
line.
became like a point of pride. Like, we got to kill this fucker.
Yeah,
Red-
like, we
Red
gotta
is
prove
hit.
to ourselves
Yeah.
that we can do
that
it.
we can murder
Yeah.
him.
Red's hit fucking 120 times. Black's sure to hit at some point. Yeah.
So they have a guy by the name of Dr. Frank Manzella, a friend of Pasqua, forge a fake death certificate citing pneumonia as the cause of death. For their efforts, they received an $800 payment from Metropolitan Life Insurance. When they went to Prudential, the life agency asked to see the dead body. Pasqua kind of panicked and said, yeah, when he's buried. So that opens up an investigation.
What do you mean? Wait, he said what?
When he's buried, you can see his body. Like right before we put him in the ground.
Okay. So not allowed to inspect it.
Yeah.
So if they had somebody on the inside who can forge a death certificate, why did they not wait till he was blackout drunk and then just put a pillow over his face on day 2 after the first thing didn't work?
Seriously. No, that's a great question, actually. He would have died. Like, they would have been like, oh, he's boozed out.
And also, how good are autopsies back then? Can you really tell the
I
difference?
mean, this is at the same time they were doing the damn riot.
What?
Wasn't it the same time about the same time?
No, no,
oh no,
no.
this is
This is
1930s. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Long time after that.
Sorry.
Yeah, about 100 and like 30, 40 years.
Okay, so they want to see the
That's a model.
body.
Yeah.
So they start investigating. Everyone starts to talk, and eventually, Pasqua, Moreno, Kreisberg, and Joseph Murphy were tried and convicted of first-degree murder.
How'd they figure it out? How'd they find out? Did somebody roll over on them?
Yeah, everyone started talking
Everyone started rolling over on each other?
as they were starting to like unravel.
Okay.
and they were starting to get everybody's reports. Things weren't adding up, and then they eventually cracked.
To be fair, if you had told them the truth, that doesn't add up.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like, this is not a believable story. It happened, but no insurance company or detective would be like, would buy that, would buy any of this.
And the charter members of the murder trust were then sent to the electric chair at Sing Sing Correctional Facility in upstate New York and killed on the first try.
Oh.
The irony.
Well, probably lucky for them, really.
yeah, seriously, you don't want to go through that twice.
Imagine if Malloy was in the chair.
He wouldn't die. Yeah.
They just keep cranking up the voltage.
Yeah. It'd be like that scene from The Green Mile, except he doesn't die at the end.
Where they don't wet the sponge?
Yeah, where they don't wet the sponge.
Yeah, so that is the story of Iron Mike Malloy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, what'd you guys think? What'd you learn?
What did I learn about Iron Mike Malloy? I learned that my people are a proud people, a strong people, a filthy people.
That's a good life lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed that he was taking wood alcohol to the dome for months. Months.
For multiple plans, yeah.
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 Was pretty jazzed about at the whole thing,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
At some point, he probably had to be like, finally, he stopped serving me the soft stuff.
What I learned is that if you think you've had too much, no, you haven't. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't had too much. Mike Malloy had more than you. And if he can do it,
How many White Claws do you think Mike Malloy could drink?
Infinite.
all of them. how many are unopened in the world?
Yeah, they couldn't produce them fast enough.
I learned that if you are gonna die, you should go out doing what you love. Drinking a shit ton of alcohol is one way of doing it.
Hanging out with your best friends.
Hang out with your best friend.
That's the old Bukowski. If you find something you love, let it kill you.
Yeah.
Or
Also,
whatever.
apparently, if you're about to be hit by a car, go crucifix style.
Why would they just lay him down and line up tired ahead? Right?
I'm kind of imagining them each holding an arm, and when the car hits him, his body kind of just flies backwards, and it like
Yeah.
keeps flipping
So they're
like a.
holding him up, and as the car's like 4 feet away, they like
jump
drop
out
it
of
and
the
run.
way.
Yeah. That's not an efficient way to get somebody hit by a car.
Well,
just lay him down in the road.
Again, it's tough, Tony. It's not thoughtful, Tony.
Yeah, not thinking, Tony.
Yeah.
What? This would make a good movie, by the way, like of comedy.
Like a dark comedy.
Patent
Yeah.
pending, or copyright.
Yeah, well, that's ours. We're
That's
doing
ours.
it.
Super
That,
dark
Teen
comedy.
Jesus. What else we got?
This is really just Iron Mike and Teen Jesus.
Yeah.
Definitely have Steve Buscemi in it.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi.
Would he be Malloy?
No.
No,
He might be Marino.
Yeah,
he would be Marino. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's some more of the cast? Who would Malloy be?
Tough Tony is
Someone that's 60 and Irish. So
Tough Tony's
And
Tom
looks
Waits.
weathered.
Tom Waits. No, actually Malloy is Tom Waits.
I guess
1,000%.
honestly, you could just run William H. Macy out there.
Macy would be a good Malloy.
Yeah, Macy would be a really good Malloy.
Yeah.
He's already done it, essentially.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Shameless is probably just based on Malloy.
God, yeah, that's true. That's not far off.
Too far off, yeah.
I forget William H. Macy is
A person?
that character.
Who's his
He
wife
doesn't-
again?
Felicity Huffman, who went
Really?
to jail for the college thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Great.
He didn't go to jail.
Of course he didn't. He's William H. Macy.
Yeah.
He's a
Always,
good guy.
always slipping through.
Because I think there was something like, I don't remember why he didn't go to jail and she did. She was just more involved.
I know why.
guess.
So the judge in the case was a huge Wild Hogs fan. It's like, oh, no, I loved you there, man.
Yeah, you can't do
You
that.
and Martin Lawrence, man. You guys killed it.
Yeah.
Travolta. It's a classic.
Yeah. Everyone loves
hated
that movie.
Desperate Housewives.
That is the best dad movie. Every dad loves Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs were, I guess, modern day. Like this past year would be Ford versus Ferrari would be the dad movie.
Yeah. Ford versus
Yeah.
Ferrari is definitely a dad
Two
movie.
entirely different things.
No, but they're
What do you-
dad movies. They're in the same genre.
They're such dad movies.
I don't think my dad would enjoy Wild Hogs, to be quite honest.
My brother and I were in Tropicana Field, and we saw John Travolta there. He was in town because he's a huge Scientologist, and Clearwater, Florida is Scientology capital of the world. And my brother's like, I'm going to say something to him, record it. So I have a video recording of my brother screaming to John Travolta, I loved you in Wild Hogs. And John Travolta turns around and goes, thank you.
Funny story, because you're also familiar with the John Travolta lore of Central Florida. My hometown, hopefully we get a C&D from this, is where he lives. I'm from Ocala.
Didn't know
Travolta
that.
Yeah.
lives in Ocala?
It's a really weird place for him to live.
Well, he has an
Cowtown,
entire...
Horsetown, I thought, right?
It's a horse town.
Yeah. He has an entire air ranch area called Jumble Air. A couple kids killed themselves drag racing there when I was in high school.
What, on his, like, runways?
Yeah, shit like that. So
Okay, yeah, he has airplanes.
He's a big pilot, yeah.
Yeah. So they opened up a Scientology center in Ocala. They couldn't stop it from being vandalized, which I love that for my hometown.
Did you vandalize it ever?
I did not. He wasn't doing that when I was there. But apparently, the story is, I don't know if we can air this or not, but he works out at night, like 3 a.m. at the 24-hour fitness center. And he's really creepy to talk to.
Well, he's a fucking Scientologist.
Yeah.
And also,
Which does he throw on the hair for the workout, or does he go bald?
I don't know.
I kind of
Wait,
like
is-
bald Travolta.
To
Is
switch
he-
him up.
I like bald.
Wait,
Travolta.
does he not have hair for real? Is he
No,
actually
he's going bald. Like
Oh,
I think
really?
shaved bald.
He's shaved. He
Yeah.
preemptively.
But no,
Bix.
he usually wears kind of something.
Who's your favorite
It kinda
John
It's
Travolta?
kind of whatever he.
Of
he
all the
feels
John
like.
Travoltas there
Throws
have
on a
been,
wig.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is your
Nick Cage is my favorite John Travolta.
It's obviously Vinnie Barbarino. Got to go back to the beginning.
Mine is the John Travolta who was trying to introduce Idina Menzel at the
Right.
and
the Oscars, I think?
yeah, Adele Dazeem. That's what he said her name was. The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. That's not even close, John.
What a great pun too. The wickedly talented.
Yeah, right.
Wicked out this December in theaters.
Oh God.
Go see it at AMC.
I actually.
Got to plug your
plug,
company,
yeah.
man.
Nah, I fucking sold. I'm out on that.
Oh,
I actually went to the movies this weekend.
AMC?
Saw.
Did you go to the mall?
Regal?
No, I went to Cinemark
Out in Lake Travis.
in
He
Hill
was
Country.
he was right by us
Yeah.
while we were at the Grove.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could have come over for a couple glasses of wine.
Probably
Right.
could have.
Yeah.
I was at Cafe Blue and then I watched Quiet Place 2.
Oh, how was that?
It was pretty good. It was solid.
Okay.
It's, you know,
Just a fun movie.
it's a fun movie
Yeah.
going experience.
It's-
But there's a musical coming out this summer that looks just awful.
The
What,
Quiet
In
Place?
the Heights.
Yeah. That looks terrible.
Why do you hate In the Heights?
I don't even
I don't
what
really
that
know
is.
much about it. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda's other musical.
It looks pretty trash.
I'm sure it's fine.
Hamilton
Like
wasn't that good.
I actually also think Hamilton was overrated. And
Yeah.
since this is a history podcast, let's get into that real quick. I don't need to go long on it, but Alexander Hamilton is much more accurately portrayed in John Adams, where he's a piece of shit that everyone fucking
I would
hates.
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, then in Hamilton, where
Everyone
he's
loves
like,
him?
I'm an immigrant and I'm trying real hard and I'm making America great. Like it's
Yeah, he like
He's an
notoriously
asshole.
cheated on his wife.
yeah,
Right?
he's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
As somebody who won front row tickets to Hamilton, it's the greatest show ever, and anybody who's never seen it front row is a loser.
Oh, no, I've heard if you see it in the front row.
Yeah,
it's
front
actually
row.
way
I
better,
actually
yeah.
have nothing against the show. The show is great.
Yeah, Lynn was like spitting in my mouth the whole time. It was amazing. Front
hot.
row.
That's real hot.
No, the show's great. It's just pure fiction.
Jared, where can the people find you?
You can
Plug
find
your
me
stuff.
on the Ross Bowen podcast, where I'm a co-host. That's very fun. A lot
When
of
do you get
comedy.
naming rights? When are you going to actually have your name?
When's
in
going to be the Ross and
Oh.
Jared podcast?
I don't know. Probably like Q4, maybe.
Q4
if I'm
that's a
lucky.
good one. Yeah.
Ross Bowen
2022.
podcast. A lot of different stuff: comedy, current events, mental health, music. Dan's on it. Well, we put him behind the paywall. We
was
didn't.
behind the
We didn't
paywall.
want to put Dan.
Yeah, it's really, you're not behind the paywall.
Oh yeah, good.
We don't have one, but I mean,
You should get a paywall.
We should get a
Yeah,
paywall.
you know.
Guys, we should get a paywall.
Whoa.
No,
Got a
we're not
paywall.
gonna
That's
do
the
it.
ultimate dream, right?
Yeah.
You can do it. It's like right now.
do it
By
now.
choice, yeah.
Yeah. So check out the Ross Bowen podcast.
Yeah,
you can
this
find me there.
podcast presented to you by three dudes.
We do 2 episodes a week on the Ross Bowen podcast. You can find me on social media. Dan just whacked his armrest that he for some reason has against the table.
Portable armor.
It's
Yeah,
actually,
what
it's
the fuck is
actually
that?
Dan,
Dan
Holloway's,
Holloway's, yeah.
but Dan Regester likes to use it as well.
At Jared Borislow, Jared. B-O-R-I-S-L-O-W. Did I spell that right? It sounded wrong when I said it.
B-O-R-I-S.
Boring and slow.
Yeah, it's a combination of boring and slow. I didn't ever have anybody say that to me for 22 years, and then Rob told me it when I was 22, and I've never been the same since.
Yeah.
Boring and slow. Boring and slow.
I remember that we were talking. It was me and you and your then girlfriend Christina in the break room at TFM, and you were like, someone was like, one of you was talking about like, oh, like your name like means who you are, like it has something to do with who you are, and you were like, my name's Boris though, what does that mean? And I just turned around and I was like, yeah, you're boring and slow.
Yeah, I walked out of the office. I couldn't handle that.
My name means hill people.
It was too real.
Or side of hill
Yeah.
people.
No,
People on the side of the
your name is a topographical last name. It means hill adjacent. Or tree adjacent, depending on what the most prominent landscape feature is in the area.
Yeah, the closest, whatever's closer.
Yeah, it's whatever's closer. Yeah. My name means Jew.
Goldman.
Yeah.
Goldman. Yeah, someone,
True.
some like person at Ellis Island was feeling real lazy and
Oh
racist.
no,
that
we
day.
didn't get the Ellis Island treatment. Some brilliant person was like, these oppressed Jews where they would love Savannah, Georgia, in the 1800s.
Where'd you guys emigrate from?
Odessa at the time, Odessa, Russia. Now
Okay.
it is Odessa, Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
My family is also Ukrainian. It was but it was like Polish Ukraine. So our name was Boris Polski, and then they came over on the boat somewhere in the Northeast. I think Philadelphia.
so your original last name meant boring Polak.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were like,
That's it.
He wasn't slow though. That's right. Yeah.
well, Polak is the same thing as
Synonymous.
slow. Yeah, it's synonymous with slow.
We can offend all the white people here. It's fun.
Yeah, it's just whites.
Yeah.
Nothing we said today was offensive to anyone because it's just whites.
It's true.
it's
Even
fine.
on our sports podcast.
What?
Even on our sports podcast, we just went white stereotypes.
We did. Well, we said that USA soccer fans, we were talking about the Mexican fans throwing shit at USA last night and how they dress way better than us for games. Like they're fully like, it looks like, we were saying it looks like a Cinco de Mayo party that a fraternity gets in trouble for. Like that's actually how they dress for the games.
They go like, I think it's interesting you actually mentioned that because like every nationality soccer fan dresses as their stereotype.
Yep.
And it's fantastic and no one cares. But like the second someone else puts on a sombrero, it's bad news.
Well, only for us.
Yeah.
What we were laughing at is how Mexican soccer fans always get in trouble by FIFA, and then like the American and European kind of first world like PC press will be like, do something. And it's hilarious. First off, that they're asking a group that's like using slaves to build stadiums for a World Cup to like morally police someone. But then secondly, it's like, what sort of values, what sort of like deeply first world values do you possibly think you could force on Mexico? Like they don't care. They
don't
live
play
in,
by the same rules.
Yeah.
They
Like-
don't play by like they. It's like the most laugh in your face attempt at anything.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, like, if you even fucking European countries, I mean, like the shit where they pull like bananas out and
yeah,
throw
they
them
throw
at black
bananas like
players and
Thierry
stuff like
Henry
that.
and shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah, no, it's insane.
Speaking of FIFA, one of the old presidents of FIFA has the best name in the history of sports.
What is it again?
Tokyo Sex Whale.
Yeah, I remember tweeting that one time.
Wait, what?
His name was Tokyo, spelled like the city. Last name
Sex
Sexwhale.
Whale.
Sexwale. Tokyo Sexwhale. Former
that-
FIFA president.
What's his name? Did he change his name?
I believe he was from the continent of Africa. I believe.
Huh.
Yeah,
Gonna leave that
He was
alone.
not named after the Japanese city.
Not
It
touching
was just
that
like
one.
it was just like a coincidental Anglicization or whatever of his name.
Which one, the Tokyo or the sex whale?
Both.
Anyway.
Yeah. He's actually helping Coney hide. So
Yeah, agreed. Coney and Sex Whale.
yeah. Well, Jared, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
You should get a paywall.
Eventually, maybe. We'll see.
One
We're doing
day.
it for the people right now.
You know, podcast of the people.
Podcast of the people, softcore history. For Rob Fox, Jay Coleman, Jared Borslow, I'm Dan Jester, and you just got soft served.